Hi, this is Jim Heeb, and I want to thank you for taking the time and for your interest in the Natural Stone Institute. What you're about to watch is a really great overview of all of the programs and benefits that are afforded our members. And at the very end, it includes a number of answers that I've responded to questions that came from the audience. I think you're going to enjoy it and learn a lot about the value of membership. Thank you so very much.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Jim Heeb, and I'm the CEO for the Natural Stone Institute, and I'm absolutely honored to be with you today. And it's so cool that once a month we take the time to welcome our newest members, but I also know that we have some folks listening in today that are considering membership. So regardless of whether you're a member, a non-member, or if you've been with us a long time, we're just excited to have you with us. And the goal today is to provide an overview of our programs, resources, and our upcoming events. Before we get started, I think it's always important, particularly when you think about joining a trade association and being active with the trade association, is to understand what our mission is. And it's very simple. It's to lead, support, and promote a unified natural stone industry. And we do that through authoritative information, education, standards, and advocacy. And I know that's the stuff you want to learn about today, and so that's why we're excited to provide you with this overview. So a couple things. I want to remind you that all the phone lines right now are muted, but there is a box in the program where you can pose questions, and we will address all of your questions at the end. And I'm excited to have my colleague, Jeff Pavick, who's our membership sales manager, who's going to be working that part of today's presentation and feeding all those questions to you. And I'm also thankful a few of you submitted questions ahead of time. So after the presentation is over, we're going to make sure you get a copy of this presentation because you probably have peers on your team that you're going to want to share it with. And obviously there'll be a recording of it, so you'll be able to show them the recording. But also really, really important is we want to get your feedback. So at the end of the presentation, you're going to get a survey. And in that survey, you're going to have a chance to do a couple things. Number one is you are one person on your team listening to today's presentation, but there are probably colleagues on your team that you want to be getting meeting notices, general announcements that we send out. So you'll have a chance to identify additional individuals on your team to submit for our database so that we're feeding them all this good information as well. And then secondly, as we're going to go through today's presentation, and I hope you take notes, there's probably going to be a handful of programs that you're going to want to learn more about. So that survey will give you a chance to do that. So let's talk about who is the Natural Stone Institute. We're a trade association. We represent every aspect of the natural stone industry, and we do primarily serve as the authoritative source for safety, technical standards, and information. Our members are comprised of all sectors of the industry from really around the globe. Everyone from the quarriers that produce the product up to the technicians that restore product and maintain its beauty and integrity, and really everybody in between. So, what I often tell people when I'm in an in-person, face-to-face environment is this is the organization that you go to build business relationships and make friends. And it's really, really cool to be representing the entire industry. So again, before we get started, the presentation's about 20 minutes. And before we dive in, we're going to share a lot of information. I encourage you to take notes and to identify maybe a handful, 2 to 3 programs that you'd like to learn more about. And my team's going to make sure you get all that information in a follow-up, and so that you can really hit the ground running and maximize and get the most out of your membership. So we are probably first and foremost best known for setting standards. And how we do that, there's a couple ways, but we're probably best known for publishing the Dimension Stone Design Manual. We often refer to it as its acronym, the DSDM. But that document is really the Bible for natural stone, and it contains technical data, installation guidelines, and so much more. And as you learn more about your membership, we're really excited because we just got tapped by the International Standards Organization, or ISO, to develop a global natural stone standard. So a lot of the content that you see in the Dimension Stone Design Manual is going to be going up now to a global, to help set a global standard. And it's exciting that your association is leading that effort. We also help set standards through our testing lab. We do have our own dedicated testing lab. It's owned by the membership. And we do ASTM tests such as, and we do other tests such as friction and freeze thaw. And we do all that performed in our own laboratory here in Oberlin, Ohio. So if you are introducing a new stone, if you're a quarrier, or if you have outdated technical data, or if you're an installer, fabricator, and that architect's asking for project-specific stone testing data, you'll want to take advantage of our special member price services through our testing lab. We also have a credentialing program, and it's a multi-attribute credentialing program. The Natural Stone Institute acts as the third-party credentialing agency, and that program is currently available for fabricators and contractors, contracting installers. And really what's nice about obtaining accreditation is it's a validation of your company's capabilities, and it verifies your quality, your safety standards, and it really shows that you are in fact best in class. So as we think about information, we also provide you with accurate, thorough, and timely information. That's going to range from everything from quarrying to fabrication to installation. And so when you think about the information that we're providing your company, and you couple that with the global promotions that we're doing, we're trying to keep the natural stone industry in the spotlight all the time. So a couple things as far as providing information. Let's talk first about our website. It is a reliable source for information. It has news related to our industry, but it's important that you know who utilizes that website, because it's not just stone professionals. Our website is visited by consumers, the design community as well, and we're very proud to say that on a monthly basis, we have over 25,000 unique visitors to that website. And on that website, you're going to find details about all of our programs and our upcoming events as well. Now, as part of that website, there is a dedicated area known as the Natural Stone Resource Library. It houses nearly 300 technical documents published by our organization and others. And so it really is a one-stop shop for looking for technical information about stone installations and so forth. So it is a great resource. We'll continue to talk a little bit more about that. Now, when it comes to providing information, let's talk now about how we put that information into your hands. First and foremost, we publish a print newsletter. It's called The Cutting Edge. It's a members-only printed publication. It comes out 6 times a year, and the articles are written about industry leaders, topics that are relevant now. It's a great source for learning about other members, upcoming events, and so forth. Now, because we only publish that 6 times a year, we want to get stuff into your hands on a weekly basis as well. So we do publish a weekly e-newsletter. It is delivered to you on Tuesday. And this is part of the reason why we say, and we encourage you to have all of your key employees in our database, because most likely you are the business owner, or you are the person that is in charge of the entire operation. You're busy, and you don't necessarily always have the time to put information into the hands of your employees. So that's why I say give us a chance to just send it directly to your key employees. What's in that e-newsletter? We typically try to keep it limited to 4 to 5 quick read topics, and we've tried to streamline our communications for what we know you want to know that particular week. So it's great to provide you with this information, and it's a tremendous value to your membership. So information also, remember I said we are the authoritative source for technical and safety. So from a safety standpoint, we do have a very, very active safety committee that ensures that all of our resources are robust and comprehensive. We publish safety resources that are specific here in the United States, specific to OSHA, also MSHA, and most of our safety resources are also aligned with Health Canada. I know we have someone on today's call from Canada, so we've tried to align it as well there. And we're covering everything that you would want us to cover: stone handling, silica exposure, and so much more. Now, when it comes, as we transition beyond safety and we think about the technical staff, we do have live support. Our technical team is extremely experienced. We have people on our staff that are focused on the residential market, some on the commercial market. The technical team comes from the industry, so they have industry experience. And so they're available to you by phone, by email. And then don't forget that a lot of what they have published is also available in that resource library. So when you do keyword searches on the resource library, you're not just going to get the Dimension Stone Design Manual and white papers that we've published. You're also going to get Q&A documents and papers that our technical team has written and published as well. So let's transition now beyond standards and information now to education, because we do strive to provide a broad variety of educational programming to you and your team about topics that are vital to the industry. And I think it's key to say "and your team" because many of the educational offerings that we provide are great for key members of your team, onboarding new employees, and the like. So let's talk first about our online education. We do webinars. Live webinars are held regularly, so check the calendar of events on our website for that latest schedule and offering. Now, we also have, and you'll find it easily on our website, the Natural Stone University. There are over 150 hours of natural stone education available to you 24/7. That university acts much like a traditional university. You can sign up for classes, you can have a transcript, there's certificates of completion, and so forth. So it's really a great resource. Just remember this: over 150 hours of education, and we're adding more on a monthly basis. So there's clearly going to be some content there that you can utilize to strengthen the professional development of a program that you have for your staff. Now, when it comes to in-person events, and we know we're taking a hiatus from in-person events right now, but they're going to come back, and they're going to come back soon. So we offer many educational opportunities in conjunction with TICE or Stone Expo, coverings, and then we also do our own education regionally in conjunction with some partners at Stone World Magazine and supported by many suppliers. We also do an annual study tour, which is probably one of the funnest, my most favorite event that we do on an annual basis, because industry veterans come together for what is really a kind of like a 3-day convention. We go see quarries, production facilities, we visit many member facilities in that particular area. And I'm proud to say that in 2021, our program will be hosted here in the Cleveland, Ohio market. We've got a great program in store for you, and so I hope you're looking to reserve your spot to join us. And we've also got the 2022 program laid out to be in Southern New York and Northern Pennsylvania. So aside from these educational opportunities, I want you to remember that it's a great opportunity because when you become a member of a trade association, it's all about building a sense of community within our industry. And so it's, again, great to have you as part of the Natural Stone Institute family, and great that we can help with networking opportunities at all these events. Now, beyond what we do here in North America, there are also trade shows internationally that you can see the logos on your screen right now. We're active in all of these trade shows. And along with providing education at these trade shows and being one of the key partners, we're also hosting networking receptions and opportunities for you to become part of the NSI delegation at many of those trade shows. So I hope you'll explore more and maybe designate some of your key people to participate at some of those trips as well. So we've transitioned from standards to information to education. Now let's talk about our awards program and some phenomenal ways to help you be recognized amongst your peers and with the design community as well. So our awards program really goes from we're recognizing people, we're recognizing projects, and what we're trying to do is celebrate the finest of the natural stone industry. And our awards program really becomes an elevated spotlight each year. And what we're doing is we're featuring the best of the best from our industry. So when we think about projects, there are two programs that we have. We have the Pinnacle Awards and the Tucker Awards. Both celebrate the masterful use of natural stone, representing several categories. Just remember, what's the difference between those two project awards? One recognizes the stone contractor, one recognizes the design professional. We also have individual awards, which is a great way for you and your peers to nominate and recognize a colleague for their exemplary performance in our industry. And then we also offer a number of scholarships. And what we're doing through the scholarship program is nurturing future leaders with unique educational opportunities. And those scholarships allow the individual to broaden their professional development and strengthen their career. And they do that because we're basically funding their presence at upcoming industry events. So I really encourage you to get involved with our awards program. And always remember this, we try to keep it consistent on an annual basis. The deadline to submit your project, individual, or scholarship application is always July 20th on an annual basis. So let's move now into promotion, because this is one of the many, many strong suits of what you through your membership support with your membership dues. Because we feel strongly that we need to keep our industry in the spotlight, and we do that through what is really a very comprehensive promotional plan, because it is important to showcase our industry and to communicate to relevant groups the importance of our industry. So let's dive in a little bit. First, I want to talk about what we're doing with the design community. Because at their industry trade shows, we are actively participating in many of the national and regional trade shows for the design build community. We're actively promoting the use of natural stone in their projects, and we're promoting our membership. So whether we're promoting awareness of natural stone, providing education, or showcasing you as our member, our objective is to ensure that the stone industry is actively engaged with these groups, because we do know that the design build community is so important to our space as well. Now, promotion, there's a number of programs and avenues at which we do promote our industry and natural stone. Let me share a few of them with you right now. So we publish Building Stone Magazine, which is a high quality publication that is really designed to inspire interior designers, architects, landscape architects about the use of natural stone. And that magazine really serves as a direct portal to help them with their stone awareness. Now, we also recognize the importance of online learning. And so we have partnered with the leading architectural magazine in North America, Architectural Record, and we are reaching more than 10,000 architects per year through an on-demand education program through Architectural Record's Natural Stone Academy. There's 8 classes there for architects, but I want to clue you in, those classes are also great for stone industry professionals, so I encourage you to consider using them as part of your professional development. Now, for a lot of our members, they want to get actively engaged with providing education to the A&D community as well. And so what we have done is we have created a CEU program where you as a member can represent the Natural Stone Institute as a certified speaker. We provide, and then you can provide credits to the architects and designers in your local community. We give you all the resources. We help with the administration of the program. We have over 15 presentations ready to go. And so that's another program that you might want to participate in and want to learn more about. And then as we think about the design community and promoting natural stone, we also want to remember the importance of the architectural students. So we have a student kit that we get into the hands of the faculty of universities and colleges that are in the architectural space. So if you have a direct relationship with the university or college that has a architectural school, please, please, please contact us, because we'd like to use you and have you partner with us to help introduce that student kit to that local university. So again, some great ways to help us promote natural stone. Now, promotion also comes in the way of us getting the word out there about natural stone. So if you haven't already heard about Use Natural Stone, I encourage you to learn more about, because it is on fire and doing some phenomenal work for our industry. What we're doing through that website is we are educating and inspiring industry professionals. I've had many people go to that website and they say it looks and feels like a natural stone blog, and that's exactly what it is that website, coupled with our social media presence, is a great resource to promote. And here's the key. You probably have your own social media pages. You have your own website. All of that content that we're publishing really could become an extension of your marketing department. So I encourage you to leverage everything that we're producing on a monthly basis, repurpose it, share it, retweet it, push it out there. We've really built all of that to help you promote natural stone as well. And then, of course, from a general press release standpoint, we're pushing out press releases about our industry to consumers, architects all the time, and we just want you to know that we're doing that on your behalf. So speaking about on your behalf, now let's talk about how we represent you. And this is one of the fundamental, just the building blocks of what trade associations do for their industry. It comes from the power of collectively being able to address issues that no one company can tackle on their own. We're working together to advance and strengthen our industry, and that's what a strong association does, and that's what your membership helps us do. So let's dive in a little bit. There's going to be times that we are lobbying our government officials, and we are doing that on an ongoing basis, trying to obviously work on, securing funding in order to promote education, promotion, and so forth. There's times that we're forced into a public relations role. And when we think about media crises that may come up, if you've been in the industry for more than a decade, you'll remember the radon scare that our industry had. That was something that the Natural Stone Institute tackled and defended the industry and built science around helping consumers and designers understand the radon component of some natural stones. Sometimes we're out there defending the industry when it comes to silica exposure and so forth. But just remember that we're here through the power of a collective membership to represent you. We also take the power of that collective membership and we package member discounts as well. If you're a supplier to the industry and you go and you exhibit at TICE, you're getting a member discount because of your membership. And that membership discount often is more than the cost of membership itself. But we're also providing discounts for insurance, shipping, and so much, credit card processing, and so much more. So I encourage you to learn more about all those member discounts, because very quickly you may find, as many of our members do, they can more than pay for their membership just by taking advantage of some of these no-nonsense basic business tools. So, we've gone through the gamut of standards, education, information, awards, promotion, representation. The one that I'm most proud of is our passion for building a sense of community and really bringing together every segment of the industry and providing opportunities for you to learn from each other. Because when you engage with the Natural Stone Institute community, we really all benefit. And again, it goes back to that fundamental, we can do so much more together than we can do individually to strengthen our industry. So some of the ways we build a sense of community, and there's many of them, is through member receptions. So anytime you see the Natural Stone Institute at an in-person event, please know that there's probably going to be a networking reception that's tied to that. And that's really one of the funnest things that we get to do, is to bring friends together. And there's many times that that our staff, somebody will come to the reception and say, I'd like to meet somebody from this company. Can you help arrange an introduction? And so that's what we're doing all the time. And, seeing old friends, making new friendships. And with these networking receptions, yes, we send out invitations, but just know that when there are in-person events, we're likely holding a networking reception, and we're excited to have you join us. We talked a little bit about some of the international stuff that we do. There are times that we partner with some of the trade shows. We organize delegation trips, and it's an opportunity for you to attend an industry event around the world, oftentimes with some of your peers from the industry, and it's a great opportunity to make new business contacts. And these experiences are really, really priceless. I enjoy being on them all the time. That sense of community, one of our most robust committees is our Women in Stone program. It's a group of passionate industry members, and this is a program that's powered by the Natural Stone Institute. Now, the mission of Women in Stone is to recruit, retain, and advance women in the natural stone industry. They do that through coordinating a number of opportunities to connect and learn from each other. I do want to pause and say they have a phenomenal mentorship program. And that mentorship program brings together industry veterans who are then mentoring newer individuals to our industry. That program is available to men and women, and it's a phenomenal program. So I really encourage you to learn more about it and get involved. If you can designate a little bit of time each month to be a mentor, fantastic. But please be thinking about who on your team might benefit from some mentorship from somebody outside your organization. And then when it comes to each industry segment, we often form what we refer to as advocacy groups. But it's an opportunity either at an industry and event or through a virtual meeting to coordinate where you can be involved in learning with peers. So if you're a quarrier, we're creating opportunities for you to be networking with other quarriers. If you're a fabricator, fabricators, installers, restoration and maintenance, and so forth. But it's also an opportunity for you to learn about other industry segments. So you may not be a quarrier, but you can participate and participate and attend events that we're holding for quarriers to learn more about that segment. So again, just another great way that we're building a sense of community. So we also have, and you'll learn about this as the longer you're a member, is we have a foundation. It's the Natural Stone Foundation. We treat it as the charitable arm of the association, and it makes it easy for companies, but also individuals who might want to give back to the industry. Most of us are familiar with the designation 501c3 charities, and that's what the foundation is. But what's important is whether you're considering making a contribution because the industry's been so good to you that you want to give back, also know that the foundation helps the Natural Stone Institute and our membership because it funds a lot of our education. It funds a lot of our promotion that we're doing to the design community and consumers. And really what the foundation is, it's a great partner to help, really with all the features and benefits that we do to support the natural stone industry. Now, there's another program that we have called the RISE program. It's a partnership with the Gary Sinise Foundation. And the RISE program is all about, and what they're doing is they're building and constructing specially adapted smart homes for severely wounded veterans, first responders, and their families. So many of our members are generously donating stone or their fabrication and installation services to help with the construction of a home in their community. So I encourage you to learn more about this program and look for notices that they're building a home in your community or near you and you might want to get involved. On a very personal level, I will tell you that I've attended many of the home dedications. I've watched our members get involved, and it really can become a very special team building opportunity for your company. And it can be emotional because, we're giving back to, people that have done so much to support our country or support as a first responder as well. So it's, again, another great way to build a sense of community. So as we've gone through everything so far, you might be asking yourself, how can we help you? And hopefully we've answered a lot of those questions. But let me recap some of those resources that we're providing you, because as the title slide said, listen, we're excited that you're a member, but we want you to not only just be a dues paying member, we want you to take advantage of all those resources. So let's recap real quick. When it came to standards, the Dimension Stone Design Manual, the testing lab, and our third-party accreditation program. When it comes to information, remember our website, the resource library, all of the events that we're putting up on the website for you to take advantage of. We have that printed newsletter, but we also send out our news on a weekly basis every Tuesday. We've got the safety resources, and then don't forget about one of the fundamentals of who we are, our technical team, and that live technical support that could help you. From an education standpoint, remember we're doing webinars virtually, but we're also, when time comes again, we're going to be at industry trade shows, we're doing regional events, and then don't forget about my favorite program, which is this upcoming fall study tour. From an award standpoint, we're recognizing projects and people. Don't forget about the scholarship program and that July 20th deadline every year. From a promotion standpoint, we're doing a lot at the design community trade shows. We've got Building Stone Magazine. We've got in-person and on-demand CEUs. We've got the student outreach, the Use Natural Stone promotional campaign. And I want to pause there and remind you, I don't know of a social media or website manager who isn't looking for content. You should be looking at the Use Natural Stone program, take advantage of it, and consider it to be an extension of your marketing department. Representation, we're lobbying, doing public relations, and publishing press releases. And then from a sense of community, we've got the receptions, the networking, the delegation trips, Women in Stone, the Rise, we've got the foundation, and so much more. So, you know, for some of you, you might be thinking about, wow, there are a lot of these programs that align perfectly with my company, our company's mission, and what we're trying to get done in the upcoming year. So there are opportunities with several of the programs, the events, and our communications that they may align with your company's mission. So we do have sponsorship opportunities. I don't want to dwell on that too much, but I do encourage you that, you know, if you'd like to sponsor or be involved in a broader way with some of these programs, please reach out to our membership team and let us know that, because we'll try to find the best fit, because whether you're trying to network with the design community or other stone professionals, there may be a sponsorship opportunity that's perfect for you. And I want to thank you for that consideration. So, you know, some of you are on this call. As I looked at the roster of who had registered and who had logged in, we've got some longstanding members with us. We've got some companies that just joined in the last few days, and we've got some companies that are considering membership. For all of you, I want you to know that it is a great investment, and it doesn't take too much for you to maximize that membership through getting involved. Again, encourage you to share these resources with all of your work colleagues. And don't forget that we can easily add them to our database so that they too are getting that communication that happens every Tuesday. Remember at the start, I encouraged you to identify 2 to 3 benefits that you'd like to learn more about. Take a few minutes, view our website. There are pages for every single program. All of our program managers are identified there as well. Remember that we are constantly publishing valuable information that you and your team can benefit from. Take advantage of some of those online classes, whether it's through the university or through the academy. Attend some of our upcoming webinars. And at the very least, I encourage you to contact our membership team, call. You know, you've probably already talked to them, but introduce yourself and talk about how to get more involved. This program that you're participating in today, remember that we're recording it. So, you know, you're going to get that recording, share it with your team. If you've onboarded a new employee, or think 6 months from now, you just brought in a new sales associate, or you just hired somebody new in the shop, or as part of your shipping team or your installation team, show them this video, because we want them to understand that value of membership as well. But so I'd like to kind of end it by saying thank you. Welcome to the Natural Stone Institute family. It is an honor for me to be asked to do this once a month. And I want you to know that I have the most dedicated team I've ever worked with. I'm so blessed to be not only the CEO of this organization, but to tell you with great pride, we've got a great team of people that are here to support you. So I want to close by saying welcome to the Natural Stone Institute family. And Jeff, I want to pause and say, I know we had some questions that were emailed into us before this presentation. You may have some that have been posted. And for all of you that are listening in, I encourage you to go to that chat box and to post any questions that you might have from what we've talked about so far. So, and again, the voice you're going to hear now is Jeff Pavick, our membership and sales manager, and he leads our membership department, but really we're all in the membership department. And so, Jeff, what questions have been presented while I take a drink of water?
Hey, Jim. Yeah, we've got quite a few questions. In fact, good morning, everyone. The first question goes back to the comments on education. And I just hired a new employee and would like to provide them with safety training. What resources are available to meet this need?
Absolutely. So I want to point you back to the Natural Stone University. Remember I said there's over 150 hours of learning there. So there's going to be something that your company can take advantage of. About half of those hours are designated to safety, but the question was specific, Jeff, to onboarding a new employee. We've also set aside a recommended schedule or syllabus or curriculum, whichever term you want to use, just for new employees. So our education and safety team have sat down, they have identified a handful of courses, they bundled it as a safety onboarding for a new employee. And so go to the university or contact us and we'll help point you in the right direction. But again, it's nice that you're thinking about, safety for that new employee. And again, there's an onboarding syllabus for that new employee.
Jim, the second question is actually very timely. Back to the advocacy point that you brought up. The Natural Stone Institute is pursuing a number of initiatives for the Quarrier segment. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. So when we talked about advocacy groups, some of them have been kind of acting on an ad hoc basis. When we have a trade show, we bring people together, we get their feedback, we ask them to help, and we deliver programs and we update programs and all of that. But we're trying to put a little more structure to it. So we're formalizing a Quarry advocacy group that is going to meet every other month. They will have a direct portal to voice concerns of the Quarrier to our board of directors. And it's great because, how can we stay as the leading organization? We have to first and foremost be good listeners and to take that feedback, vet it, and then deliver programs or improve programs for you. Now, we're doing that for Quarriers, but we're doing it for other segments as well. And so there are times periodically throughout the year, whether you are formally attending an advocacy group meeting, we're going to be asking for your feedback. A few weeks back, we deployed a pretty substantial survey to fabricators. We've just done it for Quarriers as well. And throughout the year, we kind of stage our survey data collection, and we do it by industry segment. So a couple things for Quarriers to note. There's going to be, in 2021, quarterly roundtables for Quarriers to come together and learn virtually. We've got that fall study tour, which is a heavy favorite of our Quarrier members. We've got the Quarry Advocacy Group, which is going to be listening to the needs of the industry and reporting directly to our board. Don't forget that we have over 20 specific safety programs for Quarriers. And so you're going to want to be looking at making sure you're utilizing them as part of your safety program. And there's other programs as well, and so forth. But I think what's a good message to share right now, Jeff, is all of the work that you and your team are doing to make sure that each industry segment feels valued, they feel that they have a voice, and that we're delivering programs. And sometimes we've got a lot of programs that you just don't know about. And so that's why this webinar is so important, because you may have been a member for 30 years. Oh, I totally forgot that you guys do that. I got to get so-and-so on my team involved with that. So it was a little bit more than what you asked, but next question.
Oh, that's good. In fact, this ties back to another one of our segments that we are focusing on. I came across a stone failure in a wet area. Where would I find information on standards and how to best repair this issue?
Yeah, absolutely. So remember we talked about the Dimension Stone Design Manual, or the DSDM. We call it the Bible of the industry. But you're going to find most of what you need as far as standards for repair, standards for installation. There are also fabrication information as well. You're going to find it in that Dimension Stone Design Manual. Remember, it's in the resource library. We also, and I'm still a fan of having a reference library in my office. So we still do print that publication as well. And for a nominal fee, you can pick it up from our bookstore. But don't forget that we also have the resource library, because you'll not only find the standards for wet areas there, but anytime our technical team has written a white paper or published content in our newsletter, we're also taking all those documents and putting it in the resource library. And if all else fails, you can't find anything, remember, you can always email us or call in and ask for our technical department. We'll point you in the right direction. We'll connect you with a peer who's dealt with that, and so forth. And I want to remember, while the question was specific to wet areas, it really applies to all stone applications. You've got a question about fireplaces, cladding. When do you need to do adhered anchors? What about this? What about that? You're going to find it in the design manual, and you can always use the resource library and our technical team to support you as well. It goes without saying, you may not think of it that way, but sometimes one phone call to our technical team can more than pay for the price of membership, because if we can help you head off a problem ahead of the game, we're always excited and happy to do that. Just a great service that we offer.
Jim, the next one came in prior to our session, and the question is, one of our goals is to connect with stone fabricators and bring them into our facility. Are there opportunities for this through the NSI?
Sure. So and again, we see that a lot where segments want to connect with other segments. What do the distributors want? The distributors want all the fabricators coming to their facilities. What do the quarriers want? And so forth. But specific to this question, if you are a distributor and you have a facility and you want to bring fabricators into your facility, a couple of avenues that you want to think about. Remember that we're doing regional education for fabricators. So if your facility is of the size that you would consider hosting an event, let our education team know that you'd like to be considered for hosting an upcoming event. But also remember that you're probably wanting to connect with the A&D community. So anytime that you are doing networking and bringing architects and designers into your facility, that's the perfect time as well for you to be inviting fabricators. Because think about connecting all the dots. Fabricators want to know what the designers are thinking about as much as you do as a distribution facility. So look at hosting an event, look at the CEU program, because that's another way. And while I shared that CEU program was about you educating architects and designers, the fabricators need that education as well. So if you are doing education for architects and designers, by all means, it doesn't hurt you to invite the fabricators as well, because it's a great way to build a rapport with them as well.
The next question is about the accreditation program. And can you talk a little bit about the third-party validation associated with the accreditation program? And then secondly, how are we promoting that to the accreditation program to consumers?
Yeah, so let's, again, we have a dedicated program manager for accreditation. You'll find information on our website. Any credentialing program needs to be more than just a rubber stamp. It should be more than just you write a check and you get the credential. There should be a vetting process. So that vetting process includes a pretty thorough application process, references. You have to have been in business so long, done so many installations. There's a quality check. We do come to your facility. We go to some of your job sites, either in process or completed, to inspect the work that your company has done. There's also an exam that at least one of your individuals on your team will need to have passed. So, we kind of serve as that third-party credential. And it's kind of nice, and most of us work with the design community as well. architects have to have a credential. Interior designers have a credential. Kitchen and bath dealers have credentials. So the design community understands credentials. And when they see that you've gone to that extent to get our industry's credential as well, that should be a head turner. When it comes to promotion, we are doing some serious work with some of the specifying organizations, SpecLink and so forth. We're promoting, that qualified labor component. We're also giving you some of the tools to promote. And of course, you're going to want to promote that credential on your own. But if you contact our accreditation department, they'll walk you through that entire process. Now, if you're interested in accreditation, we also do webinars that kind of articulate and walk you through the process. We do them on an ongoing basis, but we've also recorded them. So you could get access to some of the past recordings about how the accreditation program works. The nice thing about participating in the webinars is it's not just our dynamic team educating you on the process, but you're going to be going through those webinars with other companies that have either gone through it already or going through it too. So sometimes it's kind of nice to connect with your peer. And again, this goes back to that sense of community. If you say, hey, I'd like to network with 2 or 3 fabricators or installers who have already gone through the program. I don't care if they're in my area or not, or maybe you might say, I just prefer to, I'm in New Jersey. Can you connect me with somebody in Tennessee or somebody outside my area that's gone through it? We're always happy to do those connections.
Hey, Jim, the next question is actually 2 separate questions that came across, but they're somewhat related. We are a fabricator and would like to buy products from companies that support the industry. How can we confirm that our suppliers are members of the Natural Stone Institute? And then the second one, very similar. I'm traveling to Boston next week and like to connect with Natural Stone Institute members. How can
Sure.
I find contact information?
Yeah. So let's first talk about how you confirm if somebody's a member or not. Remember we talked about the website, naturalstoneinstitute.org. There is a member directory there, so you can do a quick search there to see if they're a member. But also there's a members only login, which is also important for you to know because, that's where you can go to download member logos. If you look at the slide right now, you're going to see there's a vertical logo that says Natural Stone Institute member. There's also a horizontal version of that. Depending on how your website is configured, or if you're working on some marketing pieces and you want to insert that member logo just to kind of promote your membership, and we encourage that you do, you'll be able to download logos there in a number of formats. But back to the members login, when you log in through the members only area, there's also a search tool there, and that gives you a little more information than the public website does. You'll be able to see, who are the key individuals at that company, get email addresses and all of that. So that's kind of how you confirm if somebody's a member. But it goes parallel with that second part, whether you're traveling to Boston or traveling to any city, whether it's on business or vacation and you got a little bit of time and you want to connect with one of your peers in the industry, use that members login area. And I would recommend you use the directory that's through the members login area. If all else fails, don't hesitate to call our membership department and say, hey, I know I can do this on my own, but and I have the listing of members for that area, but could you share with me and maybe make some recommendations? We're always happy to do that for you.
Jim, we've got 2 last questions, and before I ask them, I do want to echo what Jim just mentioned, that the membership team is here. We are here to support you, and whatever questions you may have about your membership, about the programs and services that are available through the Natural Stone Institute, please do not hesitate in reaching out and contacting us. All right, the next question, Jim, is how would someone get involved with the Gary Sinise RISE program?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal program, and how we see people get involved. Some people are getting involved by donating stone, and remember that we're helping with all the natural stone needs of this home. So if you are somebody that specializes in stone, that would be for an interior use, slabs and so forth, or if you're somebody that is more of the traditional building stone, something that would go on the exterior of a home, we're providing avenues for you as well. Fabricators are fabricating stone, installers are installing. Sometimes we may have multiple members involved in a particular home, depending on what you're able to contribute. But how you would get involved is, first and foremost, go to our website. There's a dedicated RISE page, and it's /RISE. You'll see a listing of all of the other members that have contributed over the last couple years. You'll see how to get involved. And really, it's just a matter of raising your hand and saying, I want to be considered for that next home. Some of you are going to be specific that maybe you can only help in a particular home in your community. Some of you may be in a position because you have a broader distribution arm, or you have multiple offices that you could be considered for multiple communities. Just contact our team, go through membership, contact Pam directly, and we would love to take you through an orientation. And so really, Jeff, it's quick. Just raise your hand, let us know, learn about the program, watch the video online, learn about the program guidelines, and just get on that waiting list for that next home. You might be asking how many homes are being constructed on an annual basis. It really varies, and COVID has had some impact on some delays, but we're working actively anywhere from 15 to 20 homes on an ongoing basis, with plenty of lead times that you can get involved. So great question, and again, just a really, really rewarding program to get involved with.
And finally, Jim, one of our marketing goals is to get in front of architects and designers. How would we get involved in the CEU program and local design conferences?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of multiple answers to that question. Just like we hold on a monthly basis an onboarding webinar for our newest members, and again, we have longstanding members that use this today's webinar as a refresher course as well, and we're excited to have some longstanding members on this call right now. We do a monthly webinar for onboarding people that are interested in our CEU program. There is a small nominal upcharge to your membership to participate in that program, but as you dive into the details, for a few $100s that you're going to spend, you're going to save thousands if you tried to do this on your own. Again, we have dedicated staff. There's a dedicated web page that will give you an overview of all of the programs that we have. We are refreshing those programs on an ongoing basis, and we are trying as well to add new programs. You may already have a PowerPoint that you've been using to educate architects and designers at your facility, but it's just not credentialed through AIA or NKBA, ASID, the whole laundry list of design acronyms that are out there. We'd love to have a conversation with you about, we may have a program that is on a parallel track, or it may be something that we would help you get that credentialed, and there's a process to do that. Don't forget about the Academy as well, because there's online learning as well. I mean, it may be as simple as just for you to promote it, but if you want to become that subject expert, which is really what that program is about. Our CEU program is designed to give you the resources so that you can become that subject expert for the design professionals in the markets that you serve. So again, just raise your hand if you'd like to watch a taped recording of that program. We have it for you, but talk to our program experts and try to attend that next onboarding CEU presentation. And again, listen, we are all about trying to make you successful. Sometimes success is defined by helping you network with other stone professionals. Sometimes success is getting you to the technical people. Success might be that awards program. Success might be the education offerings that we have. Success might just be keeping you informed. And so the CEU program is another way that we help you become successful by networking with design professionals in your market. So again, we've got the tools. Just raise your hand, put in a little bit of time, and we'll help you get there. So this is the time. Jeff, if that's the last question, let me just share these parting words. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the Natural Stone Institute family. Thank you for considering membership if you're not currently a member. And as the title said, we want you to maximize your membership. We want you to get the most out of it. And just know that you have a dedicated staff team, you have a dedicated volunteer board of directors, and lots of committees that are here to support you and help you with the resources. And I just want to say, I'm wishing you the very best this upcoming year, and thank you for your consideration and for being part of our family. Thank you very, very much.